So here we're essentially analyzing the physics of a basketball. So we have y initial. This is simply the player's height, essentially. And then the basketball hoop height is going to be 3.05 meters. We know that the angle that the basketball player likes to shoot the baseball at is going to be 38 degrees. And delta x is going to be equal to 11 meters plus or minus 0.22 meters. So we can have an x min of 10.78 meters and then an x max of 11.22 meters. So at this point, we can find time, delta x equaling vx initial t. So that means that t is simply going to be delta x divided by vx initial. And we can further say that this is going to be delta x, and then we can say v initial cosine of theta. Now, we know that y final equals y initial plus vy initial t plus 1/2 a y t squared, and we know that the acceleration in the y direction is going to be negative g. So that means that y final is going to be y initial plus vy initial t minus 1/2 gt squared. And so at this point, we can say delta y is going to be equal to vi sine of theta times t, and then we'll say minus g over 2, and then time will simply be delta x over v initial cosine of theta squared, and then we can plug in t for this term and say that delta y equals delta x tan of theta minus, and then g times delta x squared divided by 2 times v initial squared cosine squared of theta. So after some algebraic manipulation, we find that v initial equals, it's going to be a bit long, 2 cosine squared of theta, x tan of theta minus delta y. And then for the numerator, it'll be g times delta x squared. And then this entire thing will be to the 1/2 power. So we say that v initial low is going to be 2 times cosine squared of 38 degrees. And then it'll be 10.78 tan of 38 degrees minus 0.95, and then here would be 9.8 10.78 squared, all to the 1/2 power, and this is going to equal 11.1 meters per second. So that would be the low velocity, and then the high v initial high would be the same thing, so 2 cosine squared of 38 degrees, and then here would be 11.22 tan of 38 degrees minus 0.95, and then here would be 9.8 11.22 squared, all to the 1/2 power, and this is going to be 11.3 meters per second. So this would be your high, and this would be your low, and this would be your high. So this is the range of initial velocities that the player has to throw the basketball in order to make the hoop. 11.1 to 11.3 meters per second. And that's the end of the solution. Thank you for watching.